Hello, Thornton Darts here, and welcome back to another video. Now, today we're going to be taking a look at the Red Dragon Spring 2022 catalogue. And you're probably thinking, why? Why are we taking a look? Because after that, we're going to be taking a look back in time, around 10 years ago at the 2012/2013 catalogue, I believe, and see if we can spot any major differences. Maybe there's massive price differences. We're just going to have a look and see if we can see maybe darts that are still about from all those years ago, and maybe how technology has changed over time. So let's take a look at the catalogues. Right, so let's take a look through this catalogue then. Now, first page we open up, obviously we've got Peter Wright, obviously with it being the double world champion in this catalogue. Now, special edition darts straight away, £80. Be interesting to see back then if there's any darts around that sort of price. A lot more accessories and stuff with players here, I would say. Oh, hello, come back. And as we go on to the next page, obviously Peter Wright's used a lot of darts. He's got a whole page of just different darts that he's used. Note the prices, sort of 60s, 90 there, 55, 68, 80, 65, 75, and then some more 40s down here. More accessories and stuff, flights, there's a lot there. Goen Price, another player that we see a lot. Obviously, he's got special edition darts out here. It'd be interesting to see how many players have this many sort of darts back sort of 10 years ago. Obviously, we've got all different variation, colours, coatings, grips and stuff here. Technology might be a big difference. Maybe there's not as much sort of coatings and fancy stuff back 10 years ago. Again, a lot more accessories, sleeves, cabinets, cases, lots of different flights for one player. Michael van Gerwen, similar story here. We're looking at 50, £45, 45, 35, 80, 85. Again, lots of green and coated sandblasting technology here. Accessories. Johnny Clayton, gold darts. His original one, sort of £38. A player doing very well at the minute. Special edition darts here. Obviously, when players win stuff, I think manufacturers bring out special editions of darts, and Johnny's done pretty well, as you can see there. Now we're coming towards some more players here, maybe not obviously winning Premier Leagues and things, but still players that are doing all right. Wayne Warren here. Again, look at the price difference now with darts. I'd say some of these darts have still got the coatings in, different grips, but the price has come down, probably because the name adds a bit more price to it. Obviously, certain players will be more expensive to have than others, so maybe that reflects in their darts. Robert Thornton been around for a while. Colin Lloyd not playing as much, but still got some darts in there. Richie Burnett, Josh Payne, Luke Humphreys. Again, £50, £40 mark here, so probably cheaper than the bigger players, but still a good amount of technology going into some of these darts. And then we're going to the Winmore players. I wonder how many of these players we'll see back then. Obviously, again, some players maybe not playing as much, like Paul Nicholson, Dennis Priestley, Bobby George. But yeah, lots of darts here. Looking at the £50 mark for some here, 40. Gone back again. Then we're starting to come onto sort of the non-player darts now. So I expect to see a price drop here, obviously, with some darts. Obviously, some fancier darts like the black and gold ones here were at £60, 55, 45, £30 here. Still black coated there, some green paint on. And coming back, I expect to see these darts again. The Flight Masters have been around for a long time. I wonder if there's a big price difference between them. Obviously, with things changing. Some great darts here, sort of the £20 mark, £30. Again, Amberjacks, another range that I think we'll see again. Hellfires, very simple design barrels. Phantoms, pretty simple, just with some coating on there. Little bit of sort of sandblast-like finish on there. Again, more complex darts here. Like I say, two-tone darts. Will we see much of that 10 years ago? Sandblasting, a green coat in there, green darts, some fancy milling. Will we see stuff like that? 11, 55, 35, 50, 50, 55. As we come back now, obviously more darts here. Darts like these, the razor edges and stuff, the feather lights, lethal magic. I know these darts have been around for a while, so 25, 25, 18. See if the price changes. I imagine it will. More darts here. Obviously, red, some red coating in there. Blue, black and gold. Some more blue, black and silver recut there. Razor Edge been around for quite a while as well, £20 darts, but options for a bit more fancy stuff, sort of £40 here with the Razor Edge ZX 95% tungsten coming in now. Will we see as much as that 10 years ago? More player darts, different coatings and stuff, pink darts, knurling, and then obviously we've got boards here, and we've got 75 for the Blade 6, 60 for the dual core, and 45 there for a board. So it'd be interesting to compare these back then. Then we've got some mats and stuff. I won't go too much into this bit because I'm more kind of interested in the darts and a couple of the accessories. So obviously the nitro shafts, merging of materials here, and then lots of different flights. So after having a quick flick through that, let's take a look at the darts from sort of 10 years ago. Okay, now let's take a look at the 2012 catalogue. Now, something clearly different on the front of this catalogue. Before we had Peter Wright on the front, and now we have something really cool, which is 3 darts. You can see at the bottom left. Now, obviously, this is the Erica Wilde edition. Now, back then, obviously, Walk-On Girls are very prominent. And obviously, on here, we've got sort of Walk-On Girls and models, and they were almost on every page within the book. I remember I used to get in the catalogue. There was Daniela Allfrey on sort of every page. Charlotte Wood was in some, and then obviously as that's sort of gone away, it's purely more about the darts now. But baby, if you're watching, I'm not even looking. I'm mainly looking at the darts. Okay, so if you're watching this back, just don't beat me up. But anyway, so let's take a look through. Now, first of all, we have players' darts, but the difference in these catalogues, a little bit of info here. Red Dragon flight customizer, printed stems and stuff. But we go straight into the sort of normal player darts. So before we had lots of player stuff. Now we're starting straight at kind of the non-player darts. Now, first thing to note, we saw the Hellfires earlier. £8 a set, $7.90. £10.90 a set. £11.90 a set. Only £5 a set there with clearance. Microlights, $12.50. Next page. Flight Masters. We saw those in the other Red Dragon catalogue. You can see now only £10.90 a set. Which is crazy. Can you imagine getting darts for a tenner now? Unbelievable. But obviously things have changed since then. Darts materials got more expensive. Shipping's more expensive and all sorts. Amberjacks again. We saw that range. Not too much of a price difference between those and some these days, but still only £12.90 back then. The Rebels, Golden Eyes, I've seen loads of people use these at the pub. Yeah, only £12.90, £15 there. Come along. Slim Jims, 90% tungsten, only 15 quid. These ammo darts, sort of 15 to 20 quid roughly. Heavy darts here, the 2930s and 15 quid. Razor Edge, as we saw earlier, they're £14 sort of 10 years ago. Golden darts here, we've got just under £20. Then the Fusions, as I showed you earlier, we've seen those again, £18 here, a couple of different colours. The Rat Packs, 18, double 16 range here, £18. £18, 20. There's not many darts that are above £20 at the moment. So £15 here. The Stags, the Lethal Magic, as I said earlier, will pop up again. £18, 18. Dark Destroyers here, 18. Bronze coating, 20, just under. 15, 20. So here we're starting to see some sandblasted atomized darts here. Under 20 quid. Gold coated penetrators here. 25, 20 quid here. Very popular darts, these penetrators for sure. 22, 25, 35, some more expensive darts here. 25 for some gold coated there. £20, 95% tungsten as well. We're coming along now, some more Banshees. 35 here for two-tone gold and silver. 95% tungsten over here, 30 quid. So the main things I point out is also I haven't seen any milled cuts yet. So any cut up the barrel like we see on darts nowadays. There's more paint here than there is coatings. There's mainly the whole dart coated. Obviously, we see dart grips sort of with coating in. It seems to be more paint here, and the coating tends to be across a bigger part of the barrel. Here now we've got the player's darts, which is towards the middle / back of it. Now, nowadays, the player really sells the darts, but again, some big players back then, like Whitlock, this guy, obviously you got Mark Webster, Dean Stanley, Steve Beaton, £20 a set, 20, 20, 20. I'll say roughly anyway. 25 here for the atomised Fordhams. That guy, Dow Fitton, obviously black coated there, 25. Merv King, 25, 21. Whitlock, 35. So the price on players' darts is dramatically different, and there doesn't seem to be a big focus. None of these players have got loads of accessories either. Obviously, Peter Wright, who we'll see on this page, he had a whole page of this to himself back like these days. But again, these darts here, 35 there for two-tone, atomised and gold. You'd struggle to find that these days. But again, all ring grip sort of darts, no milled cuts. Bit of razor grip. There's no cuts up the barrel back 10 years ago, which is very interesting. Dennis Smith darts there, atomised. Very interesting to see. Robert Thornton there, as we saw earlier, now £25 here, but a very small page for players. And then Team Red Dragon here. You got a couple more at the top, 20 quid. Jamie Lewis, 20 quid. Steve West there, 25. And then we're starting to get a bit more expensive all of a sudden. We've got Gold Stars, 100% genuine gold plated, £50 there. And then we've got over here this element coating. Now, when you look back 10 years ago, I thought this element sort of stuff was fairly new, in all honesty. It's come back very recently, but you look back 10 years ago and we're still looking at it here, and it's still that £80 mark. So technology obviously quite expensive to do this back then, but we're still seeing the similar prices for darts these days. But most expensive dart here is £80 there, but we see a lot more darts at the £80 mark in the more modern game. So very interesting. And then we've got the dartboards, sort of the dartboard back then, the Blade for $32.90. It was a very good board as well. Wire boards here, 25. You got some darts down here, 45. But you could just see that how time has changed darts and how things are different now. So yeah. So to summarise really what I've kind of found between the darts of now, the catalogue here, Red Dragon, and 10 years ago, is there's definitely a big difference in technology. We look at this page alone versus some of the older darts, you can see the different technology going into these darts. We've got green coatings here, rainbows, we've got milled cuts, we've got purple darts, we've got different the element coatings now two-tone, it's got rainbow. And back then, we just saw ring grip darts, the bit of colour in, a couple of coatings, bronze, black, and the gold. But to make a brand stand out, they've obviously had to make themselves different. Because if everyone kept making darts like that, they would all be the same. So along the line, we've had to come up with new ideas, new things. And aside from that, the biggest thing is also how influential players are to the darts now. We saw before that they had the normal darts first, and then they had the players' darts. And the players had one tiny section each. Now we've got a 3-page spread for Peter Wright, a 3-page for Van Gerwen, 1 page for Van Gerwen, 3 for Gerwin Price, 2 for Clayton, and they've got multiple darts between them. Back then, there wasn't many players that had more than one set of darts in that catalogue. So it's very interesting to see the power that maybe the player has on selling those darts now. There's some much bigger names in darts is a bigger industry now, so player branding can be everything. And as you see now, each player has multiple sets of their own flights, which back then they had one little flight at the top corner that used to come in the clamshells and it had their name on, and that was it. That was their flight. So yeah, very interesting to look back of. And obviously the prices have changed in some cases quite a lot. We see loads of £80, £70, £60 darts here. That was very rare back 10 years ago. So Yeah, very interesting. Let me know what you guys think are the main differences between now and 10 years ago. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the video. And I know it's quite a long one, but it was quite interesting to read through and have a look through darts of the past and darts of new. So again, if you like the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you for another video. Cheers, guys. Bye.